The Honorable Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Honorable Professor Ted Gomez, called for this press conference. But he insisted that before we start the press conference, we had to go around for the journalists and other participants, see the facilities themselves, do their own appraisal, and then determine whether this place is ready for use or not. So we believe that seeing is believing, and I want to believe that we are seeing enough. But it's important we look at the project itself. This is the development of the University of the Gambia Faraba campus project. The project itself is called University of the Gambia Development Project. It has what we call a hard component and a soft component. The soft component has trained close to 27 staff, from the University of the Gambia. And we have also had PhD at PhD level. And we've also had some twinning programs. They just came from a visit not long ago. And today, as we speak, they are validating curriculum. We've selected a number of curricula within the University of the Gambia that have been reviewed by the Ibadan University in Nigeria. They won that contract. They've done the work, and they are currently with the university doing a validation of that curriculum or curriculum. You would be seeing some changes, even the type of teaching, methodology, the practical, and all the other things that would go along with the curriculum. Some would be changed, for the better. We also have the hard component, which is what we are seeing. And I must say the total cost of that project, that is the conditional and the fixed package, is somewhere around $103,763,890. That is, if I am very kind with the figures, because we've not included the medical component, that is the School of Medicine and Allied Health Sciences in this. It is divided into two components, packages. You have what we call the fixed package and also the conditional package. The fixed package is at $54,395,000 US. And the conditional package at $49,368,890. So you could imagine, the magnitude, of this project. But right now, what we have just seen is the fixed package of this project. And for the fixed package itself, we have divided it into two parts. You have what we call Lot 1 and Lot 2. So we've gone around to look at just the Lot 1 of the fixed package. You notice there are some buildings, going on. The Chancery, which is going to be 7 stories. There would be the School of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences. There would be the School of Law. Faculty of Law. Faculty of Law, and there will be more work around the pavements and other things. So here we have 5 donors, and the government of the Gambia making the 6th, donor. We've paid extensively towards this project, and we are still paying. Recently, we have just concluded, adopting somewhere around $8 million, for government contribution to do some of the things that were not, in fact, factored, at the very beginning. The other donors are ISDB, that is Islamic Development Bank. You have Badia, you have OPIC, you have Kuwaiti Fund, you have Saudi Fund. These are the 5 main donors. The project itself with the donors started in 2012, but after some time, we had to do a lot of adjustments, in this project, increasing the scope, so the consulting component started in 2013. Right? We signed the contract with the consultant in 2013 to do the design, make adjustments, and do some, drawings, what they call drawings and
design.
Okay? Then in 2016, we signed the contract with Sapod. That is the contract. The contractor came in 2016. So this whole project could not start because of the impasse, in 2016. So the foundation was laid, we went into election, there was impasse, and later in 2017, we started again, and we started putting all the logistics together, until somewhere around 2018, then they started, the construction. So I can say this project has been handed over to the current government. So they started the whole thing from the foundation, up to where we are. But the whole process started somewhere around 2012, even though we had to wait until 2017, to start the process. There were serious hurdles. At some point, we even wanted to cancel the whole thing, but the executive said no. We will go with it. No matter what comes out of it, we will take all the trouble and move along with this project. Then they started, the whole process. So it should have been completed in October 25th, 2019, but we had a lot of hurdles, like I said, we could not complete up to that time. So the lot 1, which is what we've gone round to see, is closing tomorrow. That is September 30th. 2023, we are closing this lot. All these faculties and schools you have visited, the library, the ICT, and the other 3 schools would be handed over to the University of the Gambia tomorrow by 12 o'clock. So if any of you make it to this place again, witness the handing over, you are most welcome. Right? So the construction work for Lot 2 has already started. You've seen some of those things, and like I said earlier, this will be a 7-story chancery building, School of Agriculture, Environmental Sciences, the Faculty of Law, and the external works that would include the road network and other things. Still, it would be done by the same contractor, Sapoji, and would be supervised by the same consultant. We've got money for this. It has been ratified in the National Assembly, and work has started, already. So we believe by 2024, towards the end of 2024, or early 2025, this university project will be completed. But we have the feeling that with the inclusion of the Faculty of Medicine and Allied Health Sciences, everything should be done by 2026. Yeah. So, like I said, today is a Friday and we want to close early here. We would invite the Honorable Minister who has called for this, meeting, this conference, to take the floor. Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, PS, and thank you, Base Consulting. Thank you, Shapoji. Thank you, PCU. Thank you, Madam Aishatu Di Savane for the support, the cleaning, the chairperson of Women Council and CEO Safe Clean Housekeeping, and with all the women here from this area, Faraba. They are the ones who were employed by her to do the cleaning. So you see development. So just for the cleaning part, look at the women folk that are there. So these people now will be saying they will be employed later on So that's the opportunity. I want to thank you, Madam, and all the women, and I please want you to give them a big round of applause. Because some days, weeks ago, this place was really a jungle. True. Even this place, this hall where you are. But today is very clean, we are very nice, and we can use that. So thanks to them. Want to thank also all the staff from Moherst, everybody, you know, from the PS to the driver. Everybody is really on the move. And want to use the opportunity to single out Lamin Sise. You know, I want to say sorry. I want to say sorry for the sacrifice, because morning to night time you are here every day. So for people later to benefit from this, and at the end of the day you are not at the high table. So life is so funny sometimes. But I want to thank you for that opportunity, for the sacrifice. So I hope people will also emulate your gesture, your contribution. The University of the Gambia continues to grapple with challenges hindering effective and efficient teaching and learning. Since its establishment in 1999, the UTG has run a multi-campus system with its different schools located in isolated places around the Greater Banjul area and in Faraba, Banta in the past 9 years. In its current situation, students enrolled in the University of the Gambia move from one place to another, sometimes outside the premises of their respective schools, to attend their lectures. Some lectures within the university are conducted in rented places around the Canifing municipal area, and you know those places. These places have provided the necessary support for UTG to run its academic and other activities. However, this costs the UTG a considerable sum of its financial resources yearly, because it's millions, as well as the requisite learning environment. In some places where the schools of the UTG are located, for example, the Management Development Institute, MDI, the presence of the university and its students create congestion and discomfort for the host institution, putting undue stress on both the classrooms and other facilities. To these institutions, the UTG is seen as an invader who inflicts a lot of stress and burden on not only their structures, but also financially through utility bills and maintenance of facilities. There were instances when classrooms were locked and the university will be denied access, a condition that had earlier pushed them to conduct lectures under trees, especially in Brikama. Some of you can testify that sometimes you have those challenges, even reaching a level where you have two lecturers, one from UTG, one from Gambia College, fighting for chairs, for space. The same thing for students. It's been happening. At the Gambia College, during the just concluded academic year 2022-2023, the classrooms, rooms 9 to 13 at Bajonkoto were available to UTG for lectures because they don't have enough space. So Bajonkoto N, when you enter on your right-hand side, that's where they were using. But in the coming academic year, 2023-2024, due to structural problems, the management of the Gambia College has taken over those classrooms at Bajonkoto for their lectures, leaving the university with no classroom in the whole area of Bajonkoto. And I was the one at that time when I was DVC Academy, who went and mobilized, went look for chairs, and negotiated with Gambia College at that time to be able to have 6 classrooms. By the time I left, I was able to furnish 4, and then later the others were done. But these ones are no longer possible because they need them. Furthermore, due to the creation of the AUF, Agence Universelle de la Francophonie, funded Center for Employability and Entrepreneurship, also at the Gambia College, Brikama campus, in the former Chancery building, rooms 2 and 3 are inaccessible for the coming year, because that's where you're going to have now the Center of Employability that AUF is going to fund for the Gambia, and we are using it as a hub to serve UTG, Gambia College, and USET. So now the 2 classrooms now are merged. So you've lost 2 classrooms there too. In addition to the occupying different places and creating endless discomfort to their host institution, the UTG sometimes runs lectures in very tight classrooms, such that some students are seen outside classrooms to attend their lectures. Sometimes you don't even see the lecturer, but you're standing near the door and listening, but you can't see. Or sometimes even you just stand next to the window throughout the lectures. Classroom sizes are deliberately reduced, leading to the closure of registration of the portals on many students who have every reason to register for their courses. Because sometimes, because of the classroom challenges, you go, you've been attending, but then at the end of the day, it is full, the lecturer closes, said that I take this number. But then you have to move now to another class. By the time you reach there also, maybe the lecturer has also drawn the red line. So it creates discomfort. Currently, the new timetable has catered for only a few courses that should have been mounted in both Brikama and Faraba. By the way, when I say Faraba, that's old Faraba, the other side there. Contrary to the misinformation, UTG has been using Faraba for the past 5 years or more. So it's not the first time UTG coming to Faraba. What is new is they're going to use this space. But they've been going every year, every semester, including last semester, to Faraba here. And the only thing is that place is not enough, because the other side is used by Sapoji, the contractor. That's where you have their offices and their residential, places. It's the other side that they use. Remember also, in 2015, UTG was here. Even the Chancery was at that old building. The Office of the Vice Chancellor, Registrar, Finance, we were all here. 2015. So in 2023, when we are talking about Faraba, it's not new. So, and the other issue also is not Prof. Gomez who identified Faraba. So I'm just a minister, and I have to fulfill the mandate. It is revealed, according to the alternate timetable that was out, that 86% of the entire courses of the UTG in 2023-2024 academic year can be managed in the available classroom facilities for now, while the remaining 14% need somewhere to conduct their lectures, and they don't have that for Brikama now. So if you do not act now, it means, as per their data, it means 14% don't have lectures. And then even from that 80-something percent, 86%, some will end up not having lectures, because you go there, then you find Gambia College using them. So the next thing is to go out and have your lectures under a tree, or you cancel the lecture. And that has quality assurance implication. This situation has created an urgent need for space. Therefore, the university needs to move to its new campus located at Faraba, Banta, where they have more than enough classrooms to accommodate the entire university, like here, as you have witnessed. Here, you don't share. Even the schools, majority of them will not share. This where we are is exclusively for education. You have arts and science there. You've seen the School of Business and Public Administration. You've seen the School of ITC on their own. It means that when they come here, there will be some classrooms that will be empty because they won't need them. But we are building for the future. That's why we have these structures. Some years to come, you will have more students, and they will need those spaces. So you don't have to wait until that time you start building this number of classrooms. You start it now. But as you see, education, they have this auditorium. Okay? And this will take up to 100 and...
students.
Yes.
More this auditorium,
yes.
144.
Yes, 144.
Yeah.
School of Arts and Science, they have 2 of this. So each one 144. BPA, they have 2 of this. Each one 144. And ITC, they have 1 also. This is different from the classroom that we have visited. So these are the opportunities. So based on the above situation, the challenges, the Ministry of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology in July, because some were saying now we want to move them to Faraba now. No, we called them in July. We established a task force for the execution of the Road to Faraba initiative. The committee includes UTG senior staff, Moherst, PCU, GTSC, and the UTG Student Union. Since then, the following activities and progress have been made. You've seen some of them here. And we came up with a press release some days ago when we signed with GTSC an MOU for the transportation of students to and from the Faraba campus. Buses have been allocated at dedicated times to transport students and lecturers at different times according to their timetable slots to Faraba and back. This will cost students less than half of what they would pay for ordinary transport services. And let's look at the data. Students currently, to go to Brikama, Kanifing to Brikama, currently they take Gele Gele and they will pay around $60 to and fro. Now, the Gambia government, under the leadership of President Barrow, is saying with the move to Faraba, the students are going to pay from Kanifing to Faraba, not Brikama, Kanifing to Faraba, they're going to pay only $10. And from Faraba to Kanifing, they're going to pay only $10. To and fro, $20 maximum. As opposed to the $60 they are currently paying now. The government is here to support students and academia. Higher education is an investment. That's why we are celebrating this. We are investing. I know some are saying we should not even provide buses for students. You see, it's difficult sometimes. You see, but we have to create the opportunity. And not only that, so it represents the student will be paying 40%. The Gambia government will be paying 60%. We have now 2 routes. One from Kanifing, that is Westfield, going towards Lamin, then Yundum, Brikama to Faraba. The other one from traffic lights, Senegambia, Turntable, Sukuta Jabang Junction area, and then Coastal Road Airport, and you connect to Brikama to come to Faraba. And this is dedicated buses, 15 buses, and air conditioned. This is also a revolution. Since independence, we've been having school buses, but not school buses with air conditioning. So this is the issue. So it means that we are spending on higher education. It's not just we want to please anybody or the students or whatever. We want them to be in a very comfortable learning environment. We don't want them to be that late, so that we want to have dedicated buses. These buses will not take anybody apart from UTG students. From Kanifing straight to Faraba, from Faraba straight to Kanifing, as based on the dedicated bus stops. So this is the situation. The electricity and water aspect of it, you've seen, have been fixed with all the completed buildings on the campus. On top of this, water dispensers have been fixed at accessible spots within the different schools for drinking. This will allow students and staff to get cold, hot, and room temperature water anytime. Currently, in all the different campuses at UTG, there's no water dispensers for students. You go to Brikama, there's only 2 taps outside. If you want to drink, you just go. You find your way. You go to Kanifing, 1 or 2 taps. If you want to drink, there's nothing preserved for you, kept for you. But here you've seen, we have close to 50 water dispensers for all the schools. So that, and it will be permanent. We are not going to take them. We leave them. It's part of what we're going to hand over to UTG. They will be the one also managing that. Moherst will not come to be taking care of water dispensers for anybody. Once we hand over, we are done. So these are the possibilities. And when people were talking about that the place, there's no water, there's no electricity, the place was not ready, you know, we were the first. We had a meeting, I told you, in July. We informed everybody that there's no water, there's no electricity. But come 2nd of October, there will be water, there will be electricity. Today we are here. You've seen there's water, there's electricity, and we are using now, in fact, there's AC. Which means now, that's also a revolution. For the first time now, UTG will be having lectures in an auditorium that has AC. Air condition. I hope they will make good use of these facilities. Because all the auditorium have ACs like this one. And you'll know whether the ACs are working or not. But this is what we want them to preserve. So that you don't have to, the classrooms, they don't have ACs, but they have fans. Minimum 4 fans. Minimum. Some is more than that. But all the auditoria, they have ACs. Like what we are witnessing today. I hope they will make good use of that. So the teaching and learning resources, including chairs, tables, smart boards, and overhead projectors, will be in the classes. Not all the classes will be having overhead projectors. Not all of them, but all the auditoria have projectors, all. And then some classes, the big ones, we also put projectors. This is what we want UTG, when they move, The projectors that they currently have, let them use it this way, so that nobody will carry the projectors to his office and lock it there, or take them to their houses. When the other lecturer comes, he cannot teach. With this, anybody who is done with his lectures, the other one comes, he will have the projector here. You continue. That's the advantage. This is how it is done in all universities. But having projectors kept somewhere in offices, in people's houses, you don't have that. It means in that situation, you need to buy a projector for every lecturer. That doesn't happen anywhere. Even at Harvard, where I'm coming from 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago, they don't have that. The projectors are in the offices. So people, in classrooms and auditorium. So this is one of the issues. So the smart boards and all the auditorium will be having smart boards. So they will be fixing them. So now later on the projection, instead of it will be from the smart board, but that one will come later. But in the meantime, you can use the projector, you can use a whiteboard, and then you are good to go. Okay? So if you want to use a blackboard, whatever, but now we are moving towards another level now. So there will be also fiber between GAMTEL and UTG, but that one is not a Johnny affair. So, but then we told them to take care of the Wi-Fi, and they've already fixed the antennas. So it's up to them. That one, the Wi-Fi is not Moherst prerogative, is UTG. So their IT technician came and they fixed. So it's just a matter of them coming and then making it functional. But that should not take you even 1 day. Now that they fixed the antennas, it's just for them to connect and have because they got the company to do that and so on. So that wherever you are, you will be able to have internet. But we are coming up, the ministry is coming up with another affair. My PS is very, very happy with that. I always enjoy him with Gambren. We launched it last time. That's going to be a revolution, a digital revolution also. Because it means also, if even somebody from Turkey, from Tunisia, from India, from UK, when they come to UTG campus and they are having the same system, they don't need to ask you to give them a password or to configure their laptop. Automatically they can have internet. And that's the same thing that all our staff and students, with that Gambren system, once it is done, they will have access to that facility. And then later, when they move to another country, another university that have it, they will also automatically get access to internet without asking for password. The same password at UTG will give them internet in the UK or elsewhere in other countries. See, it's Gambren. So we just launched it some weeks ago, and very soon that will be something that will happen in this country. And it's not going to be for UTG. All our tertiary and higher education institutions. It's a national project. So all of them. It also means that UTG goes to USET or goes to MDI, they can also have access to the same facility. They won't need to ask Gambia College to give them password or give them, or MDI give them password. They will use their old password and have internet, because that's this whole system. So for all those who are staff and students of these public tertiary and higher education institutions, that's one of the things that we are having. So as you must have seen, the project, as I told the Gambian people, that it is not 100% complete. You will see. It is not 100% complete, but it is better than what they have now. That's why I'm saying, instead of renting, instead of struggling for chairs, instead of now having to conduct lectures at 8 p.m. for the first time in the history of UTG, because that's their new timetable, the one that they put, that's what they have classes up to 8 p.m. We never had classes up to 8 p.m. And then also, they used to have Wednesdays, 10:30 to 1:30, lecture-free period on Wednesdays. But now, because they don't have space, they don't have water, they use that slot. So now, when our students going to have time to meet our students, associations, when are the lecturers going to meet and have meetings among themselves and so on and so forth? Because that was the rationale since the inception of UTG. Wednesday, 10:30 and to 1:30, lecture-free period. You use that for meetings, you use that for seminars, you use that for conferences. But now, with their adopted timetable, that's no more. So we are saying now with Faraba, you can go back to the original time and then have more space. And nobody to fight for a table, nobody to fight for a chair. You see, in fact, they have more chairs. Last time we told them, even the chairs that they have, Moherst gave them from the Qatari, the yellow ones. Even if they are struggling with some of their chairs, fixing them, they can just bring those ones fixed and just you start. So we are not also fighting with anybody. And we are not forcing also anybody. Because sometimes it was packaged as if it's Prof. Gomez versus Wall 11. Prof. Gomez versus the rest of the world. But the issue is Prof. Gomez has a mandate. I cannot come here as minister and then be drinking tea. End of month, I receive my salary and I go home. I cannot do that. When I come from UTG and I intend to go back to UTG, to the classroom. But when I was leaving, my students and lecturers told me, Prof, you know UTG very well. You don't need to be told. So it's that fire, it's that vibrancy that is pushing me. I want to deliver because I'm going back to UTG. There's life after minister. I have already told everybody, UTG management, staff and students, when I'm no longer minister, I want to go back to the classroom. I'm no longer going to be an administrator at the university. It is finished. Maybe next world, but not in this world. I'm no longer going to be an administrator at the university, but I want to be an ordinary professor. I teach, I go home. But I don't want to go back to UTG and then be looking at people. I have to hide myself. I have to bow because I had the opportunity as minister and I did not fix the problems. I don't want to be a victim of that syndrome. I want to give my best. And it is not fair to the Gambian people. 12 good years. 12 good years we've been talking about Faraba. 12 good years we've been waiting. 12 good years we've been told that you will move to Faraba. And that is not happening. And we've been paying. By the way, Pierce said it. Tomorrow is the last day for this project, phase 1. The end of the contract with the donors, tomorrow, 30th of September. After endless extension, I said, that of tomorrow, I am not going to extend. I'm not going to extend. The reason why I'm pushing is I want us to finish this thing so that I don't extend. Because extending is paying more. Because you have to pay. There are the contractors will come and escalations and whatever you have to pay. And this is costing us millions. It is not my father who is paying. I'm given the responsibility to take a decision on behalf of the Gambian people. So it must be just, it must be fair. The Gambian people, through President Barrow, have trust in me. So manage this ministry. So don't play with our money. So I cannot just approve. Millions spent anyhow. It's not fair. We need to close this chapter. And we move on. The other thing also, the UTG is not only these schools that we mentioned. What about School of Medicine and Allied Health Sciences? As I'm talking to you, not a single butut, not even one sentence is available. We don't have anything for them. And they are part of UTG. This is where we train the doctors, the nurses, and we don't have anything. No plan, nothing. So I engaged the president of Islamic Development Bank last time with my counterpart, the Minister of Finance. At the moment I told him, he said, yes, but right now clear your table, clear your desk, because you have Lot 1, you are yet to finish. You are talking about School of Medicine and Allied Health Sciences. So that's why we told them to work on the design and the costing as soon as possible. We want to now go out for the other phase now. Look for money and for medicine and allied health sciences. That's where you will have medicine, you will have pharmacy, you have dentistry, you have nursing, you have public health. And remember, it is not just going to be the structures. When we talk about all these schools, they go with state-of-the-art furniture and lab equipment. Imagine for medicine and allied health sciences, for them to have brand new labs. That's what we are denying our people. Right now, medicine cannot take more than 80 students per year, once every year, 80 maximum. Can we think about the future? Who is defending the Gambia? Who is defending national interests? So it's not about programmers. Do not assassinate the messenger. Listen to the message. You can launch campaign, you can do other stuff, but let's look at national interests, at least. So that's the important, what I'm talking about. So we are trying to ensure that we create a conducive environment. So tomorrow at 12 o'clock, we will meet the UTG management and hand over these structures for them. We leave it with them. We've now fulfilled part of our mission. It is not complete, but we've fulfilled part of the mission. We'll encourage them to move their classes here so that everything is done. So that's what we'll be telling them tomorrow. And the transportation also will be done, is taken care of, and the itinerary will be communicated to a university community once again. So, but before I conclude here and we have Q&A, I want to seize this opportunity to sincerely thank His Excellency President Barrow. He believed in this project. In fact, he said, let them make good use of these facilities. Later, when everything is done, then we will do the inauguration. So government is not in a rush. Government wants the students and staff to be in a better conducive environment. So we are not rushing for any inauguration now. We want them to enjoy. And he gave us very full support. When people were going on misinformation, he was very sober, very professional, and, listened. And he got the message very clearly and gave me full support. I want to thank him. I want to thank also my colleague, Minister of Information, who joined us and then left despite his busy schedule. Thank also my colleagues at Cabinet in general for the full support, because they were informed of all these issues and they supported. And also Minister of Finance, because when things were tough, at the last minute we told that we were not going to have the transformer. It is coming in October. So we had to now invoke Plan B, as usual. With Prof. Gomez, there's always Plan B. And with God's intervention, divine intervention, with the support of my colleagues, so that is now history. I want to thank really Minister Honorable Keita for the support. Thank also the MD of NAWEC, Nani. Anytime I call him, early morning, even at night, he will respond. And he will support with his team and technical advice. They were very, very instrumental. We want to sincerely thank them for the support rendered, so that today you have light. So we have those poles, though making the network, so that we have a subcontractor that will bring transformers. We're going to use them here. Later, when the other one comes from India, end of October, we will move these transformers to other satellite institutions. We cannot postpone our development. I said development is now. And I want to also thank also the police command and the OC around this end for really deploying without any hesitation when things were really tough, and they came and be protecting this place. We want to thank you for continuing defending us, ensuring that we are secure, but also our properties are secured. We want to thank the rest of the team, Pace Consulting, Shapoji, PCU, and everybody. We want to thank you. But then it is not finished. It is not finished until it is finished. Every week now, henceforth, once every week, I'll be here at Faraba. And then also, at least some of my staff, twice or three times in the week, they will be here, because the work must be completed. So we are not going, we are not finishing. So, because the job is not finished. So, we will ensure that we deliver as expected. So, I want to thank you, and to thank also Yamgav and Sir George and his team for the furniture. They worked up to midnight. I want to apologize, and also Quantum Net, also they've been here. Today when we go, they will be staying, doing the work, continuing the work up to midnight. So I know I put you under stress. I want to apologize to all of you, and but want to thank you for making sure that today we are in this environment, we can sit comfortably and start talking about the future, talking about development. Yes, I sometimes, up to last night, I was very guilty listening to you, your voice, and so on and so forth. So at night, but then that's the Gambia. Ultimate sacrifice. You see, those of you who know me, my hero, my reference is Edward Francis Small. This man paved the way for all of us to be in a free Gambia. Though our history has been falsified to some extent, to the extent that the position that he should be given is not being recognized to some extent. So that's the reference. So I cannot do otherwise. He sacrificed his life in battles, going up to the provinces, Balangar in those days, helping the farmers to bargain with the merchants, and also help them organizing evening classes, because he believes that that education liberates the individual. I belong to that school. That's my mindset. And that's why you see me pushing, because I cannot postpone what I'm supposed to do now. If Edward can do that in those days, what about us? The first Gambian to enter the House of Representatives, what we call now Parliament, National Assembly. But many Gambians don't know. They finished even high school here, they will not be told about Edward. When he died, even his house was not fit for the ceremony. At Allen Street, they had to move it to Clarkson Street. Between Clarkson Street and Dobson Street. That's where they did it. Yet this man had the opportunity to enjoy. So we believe that we need to sacrifice. So we call for the ultimate sacrifice for Mother Gambia, pro patria. So let me stop here and receive questions, and I will answer some of them. Thank you. Let me respond quickly so that I don't forget. I'm getting old now. Yeah, the one is for what it means to me. For me, is I'm just a servant. I've just been used as a tool for the manifestation of the glory of God in the service of the Gambian people. So it's not about me. I just have to serve. So, and that's why I'm pushing. The other one is, yes, what is left, you see, you must have seen a lot is left. Because we have to get we need to get some other materials, lab equipment. Okay, the lab equipment are yet. Yes. Okay. He will give you more of this, but at least the lab equipment. You also have some of the not only lab equipment, some equipment such as the roofing part of it, but also the okay that are not around. So in transportation. Eh?
No, this is another thing.
Yes, so those are some of the things that they need to. But you could see that's not stopping the place to work. Is that? Yeah, the admin, whether they will be here, we advise them. In fact, that one was months ago. We advised them that why not, since 3/4 of the UTG students are moving to Faraba, why not you move and occupy the former Vice Chancellor's office at Old Faraba? Because those offices are still there. But that one we are not forcing. If they feel that they can operate from Kanifing, and it's very conducive, we are not forcing anybody, but we advise. So because they have the office, in 2015, the Vice Chancellor was at Faraba, and the rest of the team of admin, they were at Faraba, at the old building. Those offices are there. What they need just to do some adjustment, clean the place, and they can use it. But if they feel that for the time being they can still use canifing, they can continue doing so. What, next year, end of next year, or early 2015, okay, 2025 rather, early 2025, the Chancery building will be ready. Seven stories. Yeah. 7. Yeah. So they are waiting for the rainy season to continue. You see, they've started the foundation for law and agriculture. But that of Chancery, that one also will start immediately after the rainy season. So, but for the other one, to explain the pending issues.
Thank you for the question. In fact, Ahmed, I am Ahmed from PACE Consultant, so I am the resident engineer for the project. In fact, the question you raised is a very important one, because it's true today we are not 100% delivering 100% ready buildings. We still have few items to fix. But I don't think that having some external paint in this amphitheater pending to be done will prevent students to take courses inside the amphitheater. Okay? The main items that are pending, we have the lab equipment that are under transit, so we are receiving that by 15. The first batch was already expedited, and by mid-October we'll receive that batch. And we have an inspection that is scheduled for 15 October in Netherlands to pre-inspect all the items before shipment. So we are going on 15 October for this inspection. Then the items will be expedited and will be sent by early November. We'll receive that. So we'll fix that. This is for the lab equipment. Regarding the civil works, we still have the roofing sheet to come. It was already sent. It was shipped. And maybe within 10 days or 2 weeks we will receive, and we will start fixing. Small snag list will be addressed tomorrow, so that's why we have to call the end user, which is the university, and we hand over to them, and we will address a complete list. And this is happening everywhere over all the world. You will never hand over 100% complete project. Always there will be some comments. Some what we call snag list. So tomorrow during the handing over, we will discuss together and we will address the snag list for whatever pending. We will go meter by meter. Inside all buildings, we will inspect everything. From the plaster in the walls, to the painting, to the tile, to the power socket, to the lamps, to everything. And we will address a full list. Then we will start closing this list one by one. So it is happening everywhere like that, over all the world. Many of items cannot be closed, in fact, without their presence, without the University of the Gambia presence, without UTG people presence. Because we will hand over to whom? We will hand over to the UTG. The UTG shall appoint a maintenance team. They will give us the names of the maintenance team, and then we will call them, and we will secure some training to these people. We will hand over very precious equipment. Here in this auditorium, for example, you have 4 big ACs. Okay? These ACs will require special care in operating them, in the maintenance. So we need to hand over to some people who has knowledge on that. If they don't have the knowledge, we have the supplier who supply the install it. He has to make this knowledge transfer. Through this process of construction, there is a big knowledge transfer process to Gambian people. So this is very important. And this is among the main area of concern that we always kept emphasizing. It is very important to make sure that we have qualified maintenance people to maintain all equipment in good working conditions. So this is in fact what is remaining. I don't think that small issues will prevent people to take courses. We need them to be here. Okay.